In spring in South Africa, the world's largest biome of its kind explodes with wildflowers. This sustainable system exists in perfect harmony with the universe surrounding it. This system is the basis of all human life. This year, there's a new flower blooming in the meadows, and its stems reach all the way into the city. Here we are at Rocking the Daisies, South Africa and the Western Cape's premier all-green music event.
So many ways for us to walk, so we walk all alone in this bundle of trouble.
This festival has been put together by Complete Events. Let's have a word with the organisers.
We're Complete Events, and essentially what we are is an event company who offers a green alternative to event management, which essentially means that we offer any eventing solution, but an eco-friendly alternative way of putting it together.
Takes place down the West Coast, and it's something that we started out of our passion for music, and there was a huge gap in the market, so we decided, great, we're going to do this event, and then from there, after a great first year, it was really successful. A very good mate of ours, Tony Budden, came to us from Emporium and sort of drove us into the eco-friendly route. Okay, so we provide a platform to educate people through any eventing that we do.
I saw this as a nice potential
synergy
to have a
work together.
Music festival that's in the nature to help make people aware of natural and environmental issues.
And obviously from the start we've got the venue, which
Yeah, well, I mean, Kloof Wine Estate, which is our second year, this is the first time we've used the venue. It's a biodiversity champion in terms of the wine initiative, which means essentially that they give back part of their land to kind of natural vegetation, which was their fables in the area. From the very first things, you know, we didn't print anything on paper.
or recycled paper.
All recycled paper on our posters and our flyers. We even went as far as to print our tickets on hemp paper. And then also the restaurants, we got them involved in part of our green print of the festival. In fact, what we did was, prior to the event, we collected all their used vegetable oils from the restaurants, and we turned that into biodiesel, which then powered the biodiesel generator, or the diesel generator at the festival. It was the only generator in this country that's powered 100% biodiesel at any festival.
Can you hear me? It's very loud, but at the same respect, it's very quiet. This is the new generation of generators that puts out huge amounts of power and doesn't have the same level of emissions, you know? But to make biodiesel, that's the fun part. A lot of people are confused about what biodiesel is and like how it's used and what it actually is. And basically, waste oil. It can be from a soybean crop, it could be from a hemp seed crop, it could just be from the local fish and chip shop that uses oil. The diesel engine was designed to run on any oil, not necessarily a fossil fuel or something that's filled with sulfur that we receive from the petrochemicals, just oil. Now, what they've done here with the system to make biodiesel, it is a chemical process. I think it's called titration, something like that, but it's chemistry. It's not the most advanced chemistry, but you can buy a little kit for maybe, call it about 12,000 Rand, right? And you can be converting your waste oil into biodiesel, and it costs of next to nothing.
We separated all our waste. We had different bins, and each night we did a sweep, and we picked up all the waste. And every morning you woke up, it was like a new festival. It was clean, it was great.
Essentially what we did was we had separate recycling bins. All waste got taken off to get separated on site, which then subsequently went off to the recycling depot after the festival.
Obviously it's a large event and they've catered well for the fact that there's a lot of mess and a lot of consumption goes on. And so where are the guys? How's it guys? Yeah. Have people been good? Have they been putting mostly glass in the right bins, or have they been mixing it up? Or?
Yeah, they mixing there. We sort it here.
You're sorting it out here?
Yeah, the guys from there, they have mixed all the stuff.
They've mixed it all up?
Yeah.
Do you ever do any recycling at home? Do you get involved in anything like that?
Not really, but we know. As you talk, we know, we understand as you explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand as you explain.
Much respect. Unfortunately in South Africa, or like the rest of the world, we're not entirely in a position where we can make such judgments and assume that everybody understands exactly the same things. What's going through my life isn't necessarily thing going through yours, or perhaps somebody else somewhere who doesn't understand that maybe throwing things isn't good. Maybe getting rid of that isn't the right way. Maybe pouring the oil down into the stream. People aren't necessarily educated, and obviously education's got a huge role to play first. It's all fine and well, the knowing people being out there, but we now have to take this information and let others know, because without it, it's redundant, it's just pointless.
If you're walking by and you see something, pick it up. You know what I mean? And I know some of you are going to be about this very confusing now, because you've wrote too many words on the bins. You know what I mean? It's like a book. It's like a book. I can't read more than 2 words. It's plastic. Put plastic in it, yeah.
Putting biodegradable soaps and shampoos into the showers was one of the first practices that we put into place last year at the initial Rocking the Daisies, and this year we did it again. Emporium's cosmetics are completely petrochemical free and no lauryl sulfates, no parabens, so providing them free of charge in the showers for all the festival goers makes sure that the grey water that is produced doesn't leave an impact on the land that it gets pumped into. Emporium was also directly involved in making sure that the merchandise at the event was sustainable. We did the first collaboration with Levi's on a hemp t-shirt, and on the hemp caps as well. Hemp uses a fraction of the amount of pesticides and fertilizers that cotton uses, and also cuts down on the water use, so it's a much more sustainable fiber to use for merchandise for this kind of event.
Well, I think it's evident that people actually really bought into the whole thing, the fact that we pretty much sold out of all of our merchandising. I mean, caps we sold out within the first day, and in fact we've taken orders to
Produce more caps for more people and one thing.
I think one of the most important kind of green practices, if you want to call it that we initiated through the festival was tree planting.
Deeper, not wider. Deeper.
Jeez, huh?
No, deeper, not wider.
No, man, it's just shut up, man.
Essentially to offset the carbon produced from the festival as a whole. We've done this in partnership with Food and Trees for Africa through their national tree distribution program, which essentially what they do is they, with their carbon calculator, they will help us to calculate the carbon produced from the festival and then work out how many trees they need to plant to neutralize it. When we're working this out, I mean, we go way back from when we sort of started working on the project, and it's even our trips back and forth to the farm, and it's meetings, and it's all the suppliers, trucks which have gone there, so it's a bit of a job. Those trees get planted in townships, in rural areas all around South Africa. Yeah, places in need, and yeah, great thing to do. It's actually this is actually really fun. I'm really stoked.
It's fun planting trees, huh?
It is fun. It is fun planting trees.
You're not a very good tree planter, but you don't.
I'm not very good at it, but it's fun.
No, it's okay.
You're not very good at digging holes.
Yeah, well, that's where we started the first year. We just did that with the showers, and then to see it grow from 1 year where you start with just offering biodegradable soaps to the next year where there are at least 6 or 7 different practices where we put into place, which are, we've done more than any of the big festivals like Glastonbury and Reading and all that.
We're here in what is and what was the main tent. Tony Button in the Emporium, the man at the moment. It seems to be the festival that seems to have been centered and almost all presence has been about the Emporium and his Go Green mission. And we're here in his domain where you've been for the last few days, sweating and working. Do you want to lead us through a little bit about what we've gone through and how the festival's been for you?
The festival has been brilliant for me. It's been awesome to see a little bit of consciousness planted with a few people and how that has spread and grown, and the knock-on effects, and just the enthusiasm from the people who've been around, and the movies that we've been showing, everything from Go Further to Inconvenient Truth to The Future of Food, to have young kids walking out of here going, wow, I didn't know that, you know, and to see like people's minds being open to that side.
With the hemp, the hemp is such as we have it in South Africa, what do you feel, how strong is the legislation blocking us from moving forward? Is there something that is the people masses could get together, vote in some form or way, or is it?
We've just got to keep lobbying the Department of Agriculture to take control of industrial hemp, because at the moment it's actually the Department of Health that controls industrial hemp, and the permits to grow hemp are the same as the permits to grow medicinal marijuana or to do research on cocaine, and it's a ridiculous state of affairs. They want us to put a 2-meter high fence around our fields. They want us to have licenses to fly the seeds in, to drive them from the airport to the farm. It's just no emerging farmer or no commercial farmer can afford to have a 2-meter high fence around his field, first of all. Second of all, what are you protecting? Hemp cannot be smoked, it is not psychoactive, so there's no reason.
Hemp fits perfectly into the whole organic movement at the moment, because as a resource it's so versatile and offers so many solutions to the challenges we currently face. And using it, this vehicle of the event to promote the use and to educate people as a positive reinforcement of the way the planet can go back to using resources in a natural way without a lot of chemicals and pesticides and fertilizers, and just that one resource can provide housing and nutrition and job creation and clothing, and so many parts of our life can be fulfilled by hemp. And using a platform like a music event where it is a joyous celebration of being outside, especially having it in such a natural, beautiful natural environment, it fitted so well. And I think using the music to get this message across, and using the organic nature of a lot of your more acoustic or rock music as a vehicle for that really fitted well.
It's a celebration actually of life, and we're doing it in a responsible way. So I mean,
there's so much abundance around us in nature, and so much to be thankful for, and it was really great to be doing that instead of leaving the classic saying is don't destroy what you came to enjoy. And there we were enjoying it and preserving it at the same time. It was beautiful.
And I think the biggest thing to realize that it's almost impossible to be 100% green. And a lot of people say, oh, well, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, so why go at all? The choice now is, even if someone's 5% green, we've got to be applauding them and saying, right, go on. We can't be at any point where we can criticize people for not going 100% the whole distance. It's more about the masses making small changes than the fringe of society making big changes. Okay, you guys as the future eco-warriors, what do you think about going green, and how do you become more environmentally friendly?
Well, I've been planting a lot of trees.
Yes.
Make sure you don't fall in it. And I hope the hole in the atmosphere doesn't get much bigger.
Okay. So do you think you can make a difference by making changes at home?
Well, we're recycling our bags.
Nice.
And we're doing a lot of things to save the atmosphere. How do you save the world? And tread lightly.
And not only is it a festival where we're trying to make a difference, we're also here to have a huge party and enjoy ourselves.
We're going to party hard and tread lightly.
Party very hard and tread very lightly.
I'm going to go party now. I'm not going to tread lightly there, but the festival will tread lightly.
Yeah.
Lovely, thank you.
Alright.
Toodles.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Other than the festival's obvious eco-credentials, many people came to Rocking the Daisies this year to see the top lineup of South Africa's bands, comedians and other performers. Let's take a look and see who is involved.
Why-yo, oh, oh, why-yo, oh.
From the back, from the side, from the front, together, in Africa, together. Thank you.
Look, I'll be totally honest with you. I mean, it's not like the band or myself. It's not like we calculate our carbon emissions on the way here and do all of that. So it's definitely a bit of a wake-up call, and sort of gets one thinking about how one can actually make a difference in their own right to help work towards a sustainable Earth. And it all starts at grassroots, and the kids of today and the kids of tomorrow are going to be the ones that need to carry that forward. So it's up to us and the parents to teach that to the children and make sure they carry that through. So education is pivotal in the way forward of sustainable energy and sustainable world.
Sister, we are surrounded, but I am wearing no crown to me.
You're a closet intrusion.
We're Jack Sharp here at Rocking the Daisies. We like to say, party hard, tread lightly.
Yes, it's on this. It's in this hymn. It is, eh?
This is him.
And you can make clothes out of it.
I
had hemp tea once. Somebody told me this was
it's a natural fiber that is generated from the hemp plant.
I thought it was marijuana.
It is marijuana. It is marijuana. It's just not the male.
Okay, listen, my statistics are like not entirely spot on, because then again 87% of all statistics are made up on the spot. But I did a show on hemp in Grahamstown Festival a couple of years ago. Frida, no. And one of the things I was informed that apparently South Africa's economy not so much based around hemp, because we don't use it for that purpose, but the marijuana economy in this country is worth something like $20 billion, right? Now, it's worth so much that you can say, well, tax that. Exactly, that is a taxable thing that could do so much more benefit, rather than if it was like if it was like 600,000 rand, then it'd be a bit like a campaign.
Legalize hemp.
We're the only country in the world that has a genetically engineered staple crop, and our government is very pro. They kind of think we want to be on the cutting edge of technology on the continent. The privatization of seed and land is never going to solve the problem of hunger. Small-scale farmers need to own their own land, have their own seed, be able to plant their own seed year to year, not to pay huge license fees to massive American corporations to do what they've been doing for generations upon generations.
Bonjour. Hi, my name is Mesha Teasdale. I'm working on a campaign at the moment called Love to Africa. Essentially, me and 5 of my friends are driving from Cape Town to London, setting up a social tourism network, plotting aid organizations, profiling systemic issues, getting involved with communities and celebrating.
Everyone that I've spoken to is like, oh, it's going to be awesome to promote, more green lifestyles to people. I think everyone here is going to take something home and
party to save the earth.
Hey.
It's a long that just makes me so incomplete. It's a long that just makes me just feel so free. I repeat.
Do you know, like for example, when you guys are say, considering the print run of CDs, all the media associated with it, does it occur to you, or is it something that you're consciously aware of that maybe you could print it on hemp, maybe you could have it done on a dye or an ink that wasn't quite as, say, poisonous as something else? Or being in South Africa as people are, do you think we're more acceptant of the fact that we probably have lower service standards and we just, you let them deal with it? And
I don't think so. I think, like, maybe it's just a lack of awareness, really. If you present these other possibilities to people, I think particularly South Africans would be very keen to, at least have a good look at it, and see what they can do with it, and especially if it can have a positive impact on the environment, Party hard and tread lightly, be conscious of what's around you, and never take anything for granted, and just, be in the moment at all times and enjoy it, enjoy life.
Y'all ready? The West is getting green and it's ready to drop. I see love is all around.
I think for far too long, people talk shit about what they need to do and what they do, and the problems with the world, and who does what, and what president is fucking up the country, or the world for that matter. And I think it's amazing that there's a time now that something very positive and something real that you can actually do. It's something tangible that you can be involved in. And, to use words like save the world's really corny, but this is actually something that you can actually do your bit, and it's important. That's how I feel. Especially, we've just been touring the world, and you see what an environmentally conscious society is. And in South Africa, it's so hard because the people around you are not doing it. And so sometimes it makes you feel that your little part doesn't make a difference. So I think living in South Africa, I'm as guilty as probably a lot of people in terms of being, and I think I could be doing a lot more. And I guess that, you need to do it in a large group. Unfortunately, that's how people are. And so, something as soon as I see it with my own eyes, I'm totally there. My final message is, I think when you're a kid and you're very small, you want to really do things. You want to save the whales. You want to fucking save the rainforest. You want to, you're much more conscious about these things. As you grow older, you kind of lose that. And it's so great. Now's the time.
It's all fine and well talking about it, but why don't we take a look and see exactly what was achieved at this year's Rocking the Daisies Festival?